This is Corolla Digital.
Hello, my little new potatoes. It's me, Allison. Before the show officially starts, a few words. This episode is brought to you by the new Squarespace. Squarespace.com introduces a new content management system, making it faster and easier to create a high-quality website, blog, or online portfolio with professional designs and website templates optimized for any size smartphone, tablet, or computer. For a free trial and 10% off new accounts, go to squarespace.com/bestfriend and use offer code BESTFRIEND12. All right, I believe we have an iTunes comment of the week.
Allison wants your iTunes comments. Allison wants them, yes she does. Please leave her some iTunes comments and don't forget to click 5 stars.
All right, our iTunes comment of the week this week comes from VL Mungo, and it is titled, Love This Podcast. Allison might be one of the greatest people on the planet.
Yes.
If I had to choose between going out to dinner with Albert Einstein, Jesus Christ, or Allison, I would no doubt choose Allison.
Thank you.
I would probably cancel, though, because I don't like to leave my apartment.
What? Yes, I find this comment amusing, and it brings up something that I wonder, though, which is, do people who are drawn to my podcast not enjoy the company of fellow human beings? Sometimes I don't. And then I think, oh no, how can they be spreading the word about my podcast, which I want them to, if they're not talking to Einstein and Jesus? You know, Gary?
Yeah, sure.
You're not even listening.
I'm 100% listening, but
damn
I don't
it,
think
Gary,
that you
you're
can
not
spread the
even
word
listening.
to Jesus and Einstein anymore. And I feel that this guy is, if you're gonna shit on Einstein and Jesus, then don't
he's
say
elevating. He's not shitting on them. He's elevating me, and then he's breaking our dinner plans.
Right.
I just appreciate the sentiment. I just wish that he was a little less misanthropic, or whatever.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
It means you hate people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I do.
Do you? I don't know if you do. I'm
Hate
unclear. People? Yeah, on how you're on your level of misanthropy.
Did we not talk about Joanne's fabric? I believe I was screaming for about 45 minutes straight.
I believe you hate menopausal women who want to buy fabric.
Hold on a second. You can't paint me into hating a whole sex or a whole age group of a sex.
You're right. I'm sorry. You just hate people.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, what you guys don't know is that Gary went on a Joanne's Fabrics run, and it was miserable. 2! He's holding up a peace sign, which means 2. He went there twice.
It's the opposite of peace.
Both times were awful, evidently. And do you want to just tell us a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, Joanne's Fabric is hell for a straight man. I've come to discover.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think it was Michael's, but Michael's is a cakewalk compared to this.
Michael's Crafts?
Yes, Michael's Crafts.
Or art supplies?
Yeah, Joanne's is a horribly run organization, as far as I can tell. I went to 2 different locations and had the same interaction, but it's like they've doubled up on the line. Aside from the line to buy your item, you have to go through another line where they cut your length of your item, and it was a trying experience.
Because someone would walk up there with their bolt of fabric, and the clerk would ask them what they're making.
Right. So you get your bolt of fabric, and then you walk it up to the table where you tell them how much you want, and every single person in front of me. Well, first of all, everyone shops for an hour and gets like 32 bolts in their cart. So I'm standing there with one, and I've got like 7 yentas in front of me who have got like their whole like week's worth of sewing or month's worth of sewing. And every single one would come up and pick all their bolts up and put it on the table. And the nice little lady behind the counter would, unfold them all and look at them. And that would take about 2 to 3 minutes in silence. And then she would look up and go, "So what are you making?"
Oh, God.
Oh, God. And then she had suggestions, helpful suggestions.
Which involved taking
her leaving
them.
the table and going to the fucking bolts and getting more shit and be like, "How about this?"
And then tell us the App Store part.
Oh, my God. And then when I got up to the actual line, after I had gone through the cutting station hell, there was a woman checking out, and she was asking about the Joanne's Fabric app, and the gentleman told her that she could get it on the App Store, and she said, "Is that at the Verizon store?" And then he said, "No, it's on your phone." And she goes, "So just like any old regular app store in the mall?" And he goes, "No, it's on your phone." And after about 4 rounds of "it's on your phone," he goes, "If you'll move aside and you let me help the other people in line, when I'm done, I will download it for you." She was still standing there when I left.
Well, that does sound hellish, but worth it for the great story. Yeah, in general, I dislike people enough that I feel like I don't need you to talk to me about my purchases. Trader Joe's, I used to write about this, and by write I mean tweet about it all the time when I lived in Brooklyn, because they always had to ask you, like, oh, what are you making? And it felt like a corporate mandate to make chit-chat. Anyway, though, I want to say for anyone who is listening, this between Gary and me, this is part of the intro. This is exciting, exhilarating conversation. This is not ads, because people will look at the time of the entire intro and they'll tweet at me and they'll be like, X minutes of ads, are you insane? And I want to say, Squarespace is a unified service for giving you everything you need to create and maintain a professional-looking website, from domains, design, development, hosting, and support. So this is a content management system which will help you design and create an awesome website, blog, or online portfolio. It's very intuitive. The website that you create automatically optimizes and resizes for whatever device the person who is accessing your site is looking at it on. So it's not going to look like awesome on one screen and then crap on another, which is something that everyone appreciates.
Like
it angers nerds like Gary. And it's intuitive, and there's all sorts of templates. And from novice to nerd, that's how I refer to it. Me being the novice, Gary being the nerd. It has stuff that will tantalize and appeal to everyone. It includes excellent social media integration. It's just like they've thought of everything. Use Squarespace for all of your website needs. Build it, host it, and update it anytime. For a free, all-inclusive trial, go to squarespace.com. Sign up for a free account. No credit card needed. Just try it out and start building your website. Then if you decide to purchase it, use offer code BESTFRIEND12 and get 10% off your first purchase on new accounts. That means 10% off first month or 10% off 1 year, which is an even better deal. That's squarespace.com/bestfriend and use offer code BESTFRIEND12. And again, I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. They are tracking who comes to them via the code. So if you want to help out the show and help out yourself, then use these codes. Please, won't you? Okay, I love you. Also, don't forget to go get the live version of my show, the live bonus episode that we did from LA Podfest with Doug Benson and Greg Proops. And that is now finally, after something that was arguably worse than Gary's Joanne Fabrics runs, would you say? That our experience of trying to get this motherfucker in the store was worse. It was up there.
6 to 5 and pick 'em.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that means, but it was insane. I'm just agreeing with you out of turn, out of exasperation. But it's there now. So please go download it and enjoy it if you want. It's $1.99. You can get that in the comedy album section of the iTunes store. Whoa! I'm out of breath from just flapping my gums. But anyway, here is an episode. It's part one of an episode with Dave Attell, and I was listening to it earlier, and I thought, this is a really fun listen. That was my expert opinion of it, and I think you'll enjoy it as well. So here you go. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later.
Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her the good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison's your new best friend.
Hey everyone, hi, hello, it's me, Alison Rosen. Welcome to Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. My guest today is Dave Attell, with whom I was on stage last night, and now here we are again. Dave, I feel like this is like a lot. We just started, and I feel like it's a lot, you know?
Yeah, it's like way too intimate already, right?
I know. Let's put some distance between us with these microphones.
Let's take a break, as we
Okay.
say in a relationship. Let's take a little break.
Are we going to date other people who do podcasts?
Sure. That's exactly what we were talking about, which is like, this is, I'm not going to say where you do the show, but...
Oh, we say Glendale.
Okay.
People know
There's
that.
like every other house is a podcast here, so, you know...
Yeah, and I wasn't aware that everyone else had their podcast here. And then I was asking you, whose podcast have you done? And then you accused me of being a little jealous. And I'm like, no, I'm not jealous, just curious. I just
Okay.
think it's interesting. Have you noticed when you call people on like jealousy or things like that, they'll be like, no, it's just interesting.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to find out as they bite their lower lip.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, you know, I'm glad to be on your show because last night was kind of a free for all, like a frat party.
Yeah, it was the Adam Carolla show at the Ice House in Pasadena.
And we didn't get a chance to chat, but we made a lot of eye contact because I think we both wanted to talk more about the tissues of the day, issues, kind of chatted up. But it was really kind of a fun live event, so I'm glad I was a part of it.
It was fun. Now, I want to ask you, there were these twins in the audience.
Yes, male.
Yeah, I know. It's so fun. I don't know if it's just because you do Dave's Old Porn, which, by the way, season 2 is coming back Thursday, 11 Eastern, new episodes. But I don't know if it's because you do Dave's Old Porn or what it is, but when I said twins, my mind instantly went to pornographic twins.
Women,
Yeah.
exactly.
But no, these were man twins with womanly hair. But we were kind of interacting with them, and then one of them spoke and sounded kind of like Elmer Fudd. And you said, wait, why, something funnier than the way it's going to come out when I say it, but why is it that you're twins, but one of you has a Boston accent?
Yeah.
But I was thinking, or was it a speech impediment?
Oh, good call, Alison. I would say that we've been taught from the movie The Shining that twins should speak in unison.
Exactly.
And in kind of a scary monotone, like, welcome, you can't leave, that kind of thing. And that's the second set of twins I saw that day because I first did the Sklar Brother
And they
podcast.
do that. They're capable of speaking in unison. Or
The Sklar Brothers?
Yeah, well, they actually seamlessly overlap, so they just speak as one Sklar.
All I know
Sklar.
is that they're the only Jewish set of twins I know. So they're lucky they were born now and not in the 40s, Mengele and all.
Right.
We're both Jews, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're like the only other Jew that I kind of know out here, really. Oh, no, Mark Maron. And actually, wait, this place is crawling with Jews.
I was going to say, yeah.
No, but I don't know many Jews personally. But I always see, like, the Hasidic people, like, walking
Right.
around and it's like 100 degrees out. That's commitment.
Do you feel any kinship with them? Because I don't.
I kind of look like them, like I kind of look like I can sell you like wholesale stuff, but I'm not that Jewish, but I like Jews, so,
Yeah, I'm not that Jewish either in
Really?
that I celebrated Christmas growing up, grew
Wow.
up with no religion or anything.
That's
so.
a fail. Yeah, for
Yeah.
the Jews.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I've talked about it before. Like, I have sort of I had a weird upbringing where all that's concerned. Like, my parents were, really kind of in denial of it.
They were like closeted Jews.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, except that it was a surprise to no one but me to find out that I really was Jewish because my whole life, and I grew up in Orange County, which couldn't be a more homogenous Aryan place.
It really is.
And so my whole life, people that I went to school with were telling me I was Jewish, and I would say, no, I'm not,
Wow.
which is, I feel so foolish now knowing this, but I think that, I don't know, it's a lot of stuff. My mom's grandmother came over from Vienna. The rest of the family, died in the Holocaust. And I
sorry.
think, I didn't know them, but thank you. I'll take it. And then my dad he's older.
Israeli? Because
No.
you look like an Israeli Jew. You're very dark. I like that. The dark
Thank you.
eyes. It's hot. And I also like that you said my mom's, and then you continued the sentence and didn't end with my mom's, because that would have been really Orange County. Like, my mom said,
Oh, yeah. Right, just
Wigger,
randomly pluralizing things. Yeah, and then my dad's just older and sort of a fearful person, and I think came from a generation of assimilating.
Oh,
I
really?
said that, so I put the emphasis in the wrong place on that word.
So Christmas would have been the way to
But
go.
it is also, I kind of think it's the better holiday, though.
It is. It blows Hanukkah away like left to
Yeah.
right, and Kwanzaa doesn't even get to sit at the table. It's
No.
just Christmas is hey, it's excellent. So
So what about you? How were you raised?
I was basically raised to fail. But I was also raised Jewish, and I went to Hebrew school. I don't know if you went to Hebrew school, probably not in Orange
No.
County. All right, well, I went to Hebrew school where I had a chance to learn a dead language, dodged that, didn't learn Hebrew.
Did they try and it just didn't penetrate,
yeah.
didn't take?
And at that age, you really don't care. And then you realize, wow, I missed a great opportunity. And now on Rosetta Stone, this would cost me like $800. I don't know how much Hebrew goes for on Rosetta Stone. I'm sure it's like a 2-for-1.
Don't you?
get
I
Hebrew and
imagine
Greek.
it's like always in the clearance section.
Yeah. I figure all the dead languages you get like in one shot. Hebrew,
Yeah.
Greek, Apache.
Latin.
No offense to my native following out there.
Oh, right.
But that's cool. So your husband is Jewish?
No, my boyfriend is not,
Okay, so there you
but
go.
my husband is.
Okay,
Just kidding.
well, that's
No.
playing both sides.
Yeah. No,
But-
I'm unmarried,
Okay.
and my boyfriend is not.
And he's so you can do the Christmas. That's what I'm trying to get to. So that's
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
cool. And that's excellent. He'll always look at you like what do you know about Christmas? And you'll be like, I know a lot about it because I celebrated it as a bad Jew growing up.
That's right.
There you go.
But the religious part, in any sort of way, means nothing to me.
Really? No
Yeah.
God?
No.
At all?
None.
Wow. Even with the
None.
climate change?
I don't blame God for that. I blame us for that.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know. I think he's somewhere between. I think God. I do believe in God, and I believe he's really angry at us. That's why there's a lot of misery in the world. But I would say prayers are good, but he is wearing headphones, so he does not hear, and it's not his fault. It's just there's so many cheap and affordable.
What kind of
what
is he wearing? Is he wearing noise canceling headphones? Because I need something because aforementioned non-Jewish husband boyfriend snores.
Oh, he
we just
does.
moved in together, so this is a new. It's a new
Mike
thing.
and Mally. What? You never know what the sitcom is to say. Like,
Right. I know.
What's your sitcom if you guys were like a sitcom there?
God, I don't even know what the.
Bridget Loves Bernie. I'm like 100 years old. That was like the first, Jew, non-Jew
Right.
sitcom.
There was a spin-off of Facts of Life. It was an interracial couple. It was like Tootie's aunt or something.
Tootie's aunt.
I believe.
Wow, I missed that one.
Yeah. And there's only one episode of it.
Was Joe involved in it? Because she was my favorite character.
Was she?
Yeah.
I don't think she was in that one. Except maybe it started at Eastland, so she would have popped in, but she didn't have a pivotal
Well,
role.
you know a lot about this.
Facts of Life is. See, I'm 100 years old, but only
No,
as
you're
regards to Facts of Life.
Okay,
I
well,
love Facts of
Joe,
Life.
I think, was the first strong woman's role model. Would you agree?
Yeah, out of the way, Helen Reddy.
Exactly.
It was
Helen
Joe
Reddy,
Polnicek.
Susan B. Anthony, Joe from Facts of Life, and then
Lady Godiva,
Lady Godiva, and
Joan of Arc.
who do you got? Joan of Arc. Okay, nobody of like today's time. I mean,
Nellie Bly.
Hillary Clinton. Huh?
Yes, yeah,
There you go.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, there you go.
She could be a strong woman.
She's excellent. I'm voting for her if she runs for president.
Do you think she will?
I hope so. I mean, who knows if we'll still have this system by that time? But I assume we'll go back to some kind of royalty, thing at some point. English.
Right. So I spoke over you, ironically, when we were talking about noise-canceling headphones and whatnot. You were saying that you do actually think there's a God.
Well, I do believe in snoring. I don't know which one you want to talk about, but I do believe in God, and I'm not just doing that because I believe, a lot of the audience believes in God, but I believe in God. I do, and I know He hates me. So there you go.
Have you always?
What, as a Jew, believed in God?
Well, as a human.
Yeah, no, I really believe in the Old Testament and like how all these
So
tests and
punitive.
trials and all
Okay.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, I believe in all that. Yeah.
What do you believe happens when you die?
Oh, you just die. You die, and that's it. And then, if you're Jewish, you have to be buried right away. That's the cool thing about Jews. You got to be buried right away, and then it's a lot of eating. But the Irish,
Not for you.
I've gone to 1 million funerals. Okay, the Irish wake, nothing beats that. That is cool. It's fun, and it's the way to go. Everybody gets out. They cry. They get drunk. They tell stories. It's a lot of fun. The Jews, we just put them in a box, bury them, and then it's a lot of talking about cars and carpet and all that kind of stuff.
So wait, isn't that I know that you can't really choose what you believe, but that strikes me as
Yeah, you can.
perhaps the worst of everything. If you don't believe in an afterlife, but you do believe in a God.
Do we deserve an afterlife? Come on, Allison.
I mean,
really.
no,
Everything's
but
great.
I think
As Americans, everything's going our way over here.
that's true.
I mean, if you lived in pick a country.
Libya.
Okay, if you lived in Libya, right, then you'd be like, it's got to be better than this, But like here, I mean, come on, everything's cool. I mean, for now, the gas problem, of course. But other than that, I'd say that, we're pretty much living a heavenly life. I mean,
Maybe this is our afterlife.
I think it is.
In which case, it makes me sad that I don't appreciate every single day.
Perfect. Cloud Atlas. That's what the message of that movie is.
I haven't seen it yet.
Nobody has.
Maybe I don't need to now.
Let's talk about snoring now.
Okay, do you?
Well, yeah, I think every man is accused of snoring, but what about the women who snore? That is disgusting. What's wrong with you ladies?
I actually was just reading an article by someone who was talking about how she got sober, and she said at one point someone, like in an offhand way, said to her, there's nothing more unattractive than a woman who can't hold her liquor, and that really hurt her feelings, even though I don't think it was about her. And then I was thinking how, that like whenever I hear that sentiment said, I also feel the judgment in it. So which is more unattractive, a woman who can't hold her liquor or a woman who's snoring?
Snoring, of course. Snoring, please. That's a dude's thing. And if
What's
you went,
just more unattractive, a woman who snores or a woman who scratches her balls?
wow, good one. We'll be right back. No, that's a hard call, but I'll tell you this: women with the snoring, I feel like first of all, women are better sleepers than men. Do you think?
I feel like I'm not, but
I bet you get at least 8 hours of sleep a night.
I wish. I would like to have it.
How many hours do you get? Do you have kids?
No.
Okay, so then you must get at least 8 to 12 hours of sleep.
No, but it's interesting that you expect me to be married with kids. Am I giving off a married with kids vibe? Is it my age?
I was just assuming you have a better life. That you're, a
No, I've got the same
person.
shitty one you do.
Well, okay.
I mean,
well, you got that cool, Nazi boyfriend. That's always like what the Jews do. If you don't go out with a Jew, it's like, oh, so you're gonna bring a Nazi in the house? It can't be always extreme,
Right.
But either way, I would say that the snoring, they have the sleep apnea. They put a fancy term on it, And my friend, he's a pilot, and he really needs his rest. Like, you want a pilot rested.
Yes,
okay?
you do.
So he has a mask that he has to wear to bed. Like the guy in
Oh,
Batman.
right. Yeah, it pushes air in so you won't apneate or whatever.
Yeah, you won't
the
get
word,
acne.
but yeah.
And that supposedly helps him, but I don't think you can sleep that way with a scuba mask on you. Maybe if you're a Navy SEAL or something. I don't know.
I can't sleep with rollers in. I tried when I was a kid.
You look great with the straight hair. Is it originally Jew curly?
Yes, of course
you
it
got
is.
a Jew fro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Not super. I mean, it's not super duper curly, but it'd be like fuzzy and
frizzy. What is that about?
Do you have a tendency towards frizz?
Bald. I'm a bald. I am the classic East European Jew head, big nose, ears, just bald, disgusting, ugly. Yeah, there's good-looking Jews. I put you in that category. That's why I said you were Israeli.
You.
So you're either Hungarian or something like that because you have that darkness to you.
Russian, German, French, Austrian.
French? Where did that come in?
It's Alsatian. It's Alsatian, that's like right in
I thought that was
Germany
a type
and
of dog.
France.
Isn't that a dog?
I'm Afghan hound.
Okay.
No, it's Alsatian or Alsace-Lorraine, which is German and French. So I just say German and French.
Oh, neat.
To not
but they're all
sound like
Jews,
a pretentious asshole. All the people that I'm citing are, yeah.
Okay. All
yeah.
right. Well, you don't know what your dad, since he, kind of gave up on the whole thing.
No, actually, that's the funny thing about finding out that I really was Jewish is that I'm like 1,000% Jewish.
Wow.
Every single
Really
motherfucker.
Jewish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Super, so Jewish that we denied it. Like everyone in the lineage is. I mean,
Really?
up till I'm going to correct that.
What's that mean?
I just mean that I'm with someone who's not Jewish right now.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought it was an app or something you were talking about. Anyway, the thing about like the Jews is like, we all say we're Russian, and that was like the worst place to be a Jew at some point, because like that was like the pogroms, like where they come in.
Oh, right.
Like,
Oh, is that how you say that word?
Yeah, pogroms. How do you say
Oh.
it?
Well,
Programs.
Pogrom. I don't know. I think I say it like program without an R, but I've had this sense that that's not correct.
I thought it was pogrom.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
It's Haggadah and pogrom, right? I put a little Yiddish on it because I'm older than you. But if you saw Fiddler on the Roof, it wasn't all singing and dancing.
No.
Okay, you know that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they were
So I've
like
heard.
really like these were the Jews. These were like the feral, wild farm Jews who knew how to like farming. They were like farmers. Can you imagine that? Jews were farmers at some
No.
point? I don't get it either. And there was a couple like the leather
That didn't
guy.
get passed on.
Yeah, exactly. We went exactly from that into like, this sucks. How about retail? And I'm from retail people,
Of retail stock.
Yeah, my dad ran a store, a dress shop. I used to work there. I was like 15. So, it was kind of a anti-farming thing.
What was that like working at a dress shop, denying your
As a boy?
agricultural roots? Yeah.
As a young boy, it was very, it was erotic, of course, because it was, seeing women all the time, walking in and out. And it was also pretty boring, because like my friends after school could go out and do like, boy stuff, sniff paint and, drive around. This was a different time, this is before that, political correctness. So, they were out doing great stuff, having fun. And I'm like, oh, I got to go to the dress shop. We got, a pair of flat shoes shipment came in. I got to get, stickers on that and all that kind of stuff. And I did that for a while until I grew up on Long Island. So everybody there kind of worked in some kind of retail at some point. So.
And how did you get into comedy?
I was pretty much bad at everything else. This is kind of a story I always tell, which is like I went to NYU, got out of NYU, And I started doing comedy like towards the tail end of my D- curriculum. What would you call it? What's
Scholastic career?
Yeah, I was a horrible student, and I was horrible at everything. And then I was going to join the Navy. And then as I was like moving, I was doing open mics, and then I just kept putting off the Navy, and I had like real jobs. I worked at the Discovery Channel.
What did you do there?
I worked in the research ad division there, and I don't know how they were so nice to me there. I mean, I would have fired me like the second day. I sucked. And then, I had like, bartender jobs, all that kind of stuff. So, but I kept doing comedy at night and, New York mostly. So you're a LA person, right?
I lived in New York for almost 10 years.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Okay. Yeah, I could see you in New York.
That's why I went. Everyone could. Like people were always assumed I was from there, so I was just like, that must be where my people are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my younger sister, who still lives there, she had moved there. No.
What's her name?
Her name is Laura.
Okay. That'd be great if she had a really un-Jewish name, like Mary Margaret.
Like Alexis. Oh, Mary.
Alexis.
That'd be good.
Oh, that's Orange County. Alexis, Tiffany.
Brittany.
Tiffany.
Tiffany Rosen.
Oh, that's sweet.
That sounds awful. Bridget Rosen also wouldn't work. But yeah, so I went there, and I really liked it, although I think what I was looking for doesn't exist. I think the idea that I'm going to go somewhere and be like, surrounded by a whole bunch of people who are just like me, and it's going to feel like the perfect fit. Like that's sort of a sense of belonging that is probably something. I not start to get super deep, but like that's inside me. I'm not going to find that externally. Like I really like New York, and I also really like it out here. And there's things I miss about it.
Oh, so you were looking for yourself, basically.
I think so.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
You seem very East Coast.
I really feel like I'm a man of, many countries. I've been on the road so long now that I really don't, fit anywhere. But I kind of dig that. I feel more at home in a hotel than my house. And, the whole thing about East Coast, it's a lot easier living, if you ask me, because, like, up until the storm, it's like cool. You leave your place, you go down, you buy food, like it's like a block away. You can walk, you can get in a cab, you can get on a subway. In LA, it's all the driving.
Yes.
And I find that very stressful.
Me
personally.
too.
I'm not a good driver,
Right. Yeah, me too. The whole having to park,
I hate that.
stresses me out
Yeah.
a lot. In fact, I was going to go to the show last night alone, and then all of a sudden I started freaking out about what if I can't find parking and it's sold out, and I know there's a structure and what if I can't get a spot there, and blah, blah, blah. And like that kind of thing will actually make it so that I can't have a good show because I am freaked out.
Well,
So-
you did have a great show. You guys were
thank
excellent.
you.
guys were on your game. You were good.
Thank you so much. You were good.
Well, I was just glad to be a part of it because I know, like, the listeners, like, they're such fanatical fans, and that's so cool. Like, you always feel like you're interloping, kind of getting in the way. So it was cool to just hang with Adam, who I think is, like, just one of the funnest guys ever. So
You should interlope, though. That's why you're there.
I just like using the word interlope.
I know it's a good.
This is a good one, huh?
It's a good word. So another thing from last night is that we were talking about the porn industry potentially
Yes.
moving, and then we were talking about the exodus of men who date porn stars to this new place.
That was your call. That was a great one.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, I refer to them as douchebags.
Why? Doesn't someone have to date the porn stars?
Yeah. Well, I want to know. Did I accidentally offend you? Do you date porn stars?
No.
Have you ever?
No. I didn't know that was this side of the interview, but no, I haven't.
Wait, what was that? You just made some air quotes. This side being where we go deep.
Yeah.
We
go
plumb the
deep.
depths.
We use your Jew magic on me. Anyway, no. And on the porn show, these are the legendary porn stars, so they would laugh at my face because they've already dated their way through the 80s, like the coolest dudes, the hairband guys and all the actors that you grew up watching in front of your Christmas tree. And, I would say that you were right in your call of like I don't think anybody really cares anymore about like, most girls are kind of porny now, if
Yeah,
you will.
it's the-
I mean, except for you. You have a classiness to yourself,
Oh, thank you.
Like you look like you are a radio host, which is cool, which is what you do. It's
Oh
not
my
an
gosh.
insult. Or
Okay,
you run
thanks.
like a move.org or something. You look like you're helping, not hurting society.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
I try.
There you go.
I try.
But yeah, I think most girls are porned up a bit, and you probably had to grow up with that, the girl with the extensions and the nails and the heels and all that kind of stuff, right?
I mean, to be honest, if I
Do it,
I'm gonna
please,
say
Allison.
on behalf of all the women who look like they host radio shows, I think if any of us felt that we would look okay porned up, we would. It's not a choice to be timeless and classy. It's that I think I'm not confident enough to look like a whore.
That is so.
It's the truth.
That is the saddest thing I've heard all day.
Sorry.
First of all, you could whore it up in a second if you wanted to. Yeah, you're hot. You're a hot chick, and you
Thank
just
you.
put on some heels and whatever, wax your asshole, whatever women do. I don't know.
Oh, how do you know I don't just for me?
Okay, that's fine. That was too close. Now let's pull it back. No, but you're right. I think I'm going to say it right now that women can make that choice of different looks. Guys really can't. Either you're a dude like an ugly guy like me, or you're like one of these kind of metro. I don't think metro is the word anymore, right? Man, woman would be the way where they're like really coiffed, and I think you like that. You like it when a guy's all shaved and looks good, works out, right?
I don't go for the. Well, I don't know that I have that many thoughts about it.
Okay, I'll keep talking until
I
we get
did
something.
go through. No, what were you going to say? You'll keep talking till what?
Till we hit something like in Brooklyn, where they have a lot of the hipster kids.
Yes.
I live in New York. They're kind of fat with a beard. They do like the Zach look. You know?
Right.
And it was hilarious to see that during the storm, how that did not help them at all. They're like kind of pudgy,
They're
roly-poly
soft.
bit.
They don't.
Yeah,
My
soft
friend
dudes.
and I used to talk about the fact that in New York, we were in this dangerous situation where we would pretty much blow any guy who could kill a spider or put together a bookshelf, because men there are they're not handy or rugged. They're
Right.
very citified.
Exactly.
So when you're moving in, you're especially susceptible to this when you're moving in somewhere, because that's when you need help the most.
You're right. You're right. I mean, I'll speak for the New York guys. Yeah, we have a lot of, stuff on our plate. I mean, we got to make it. We got to get our startup.com thing going and,
Right.
other New York stuff, where to park our bicycle. There's a lot of bicycle
Do
people.
you? I went through a brief bike phase.
No, never.
Never
No.
ever.
Anytime I see a guy on a bike, maybe because I'm old, I'm like, this guy has a DUI, can't drive a car.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter even if they're in a race. I'll be like, what's wrong with these people? Why aren't they driving? Is that bad?
No, I think that's fine. So you don't own a car, though?
No, I don't, because when you live in the city,
Right.
it's hard to talk about parking. Whoa!
I know. I
It's
drove
incredibly hard.
once in the city.
Oh, that's
and
cool, though.
Yeah, it scared me.
It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah. What I don't understand are the people who can be trying to pull into a parking spot and there's like a garbage truck and a bus and a bunch of people yelling at them and it doesn't faze them.
Yeah, that's New York, man. We're hardcore. So, getting back to the porned up shit. Now, are we allowed to curse on this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I think every woman makes their choice about, their look. And I think guys like the woman to look as natural as possible. But then they always like, on that one night where they're like, whoa, what is this about?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard being a woman. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you for empathizing with
speaking
my
for both
plight. But so you've never dated a porn star?
No, I'm a road comic, strippers. So anyway.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
You're right. I feel like I've been using the wrong word. Strippers is what I should be asking about.
Right. Yeah.
So you date strippers?
I used to. I don't date anybody because I'm broke from making a porn show. Have you ever invested both your soul and your money in a project? I know this is like your
Adam,
baby, basically,
yeah.
right? This
Well,
is
it's
your thing.
Adam's. But
Well.
this show is mine, yes.
But this is your show, right?
Yes, this show existed when I lived in Brooklyn. Actually, I would do it out of my living room. It was a Ustream show, but different name,
Whoa.
different.
What's Ustream? What is that?
You are old. No,
Yeah,
it's
I am old.
interactive internet.
Go slower.
So
What?
it's live streaming, so people can watch. I would do it on Sunday nights, and it would be 3 hours long, and they would watch it while we did the show in my living room, like a talk show in my living room. And then there's a chat room, and they can talk to us, and we can talk to them, and it was fun.
Wow, dude. Wow. 3
That
hours
was my
long.
baby. Yeah.
Wow.
It was long.
What am I complaining about?
I know.
Kudos to you,
Right,
Allison.
thank you. So you are you're porn rich in that sort
Yes.
of like people who, sink their money into their house or something and they become house poor is the word. You're porn poor.
I think you had it the first time, like extensive collection of porn, not much money in the bank, because few people realize that, the editing and licensing and whatever of porn is a lot more than we all thought. And it's like everybody has this question. Nobody cares. But
No, this is good for other people who want to do their own version of. They want to do like Joe's old porn. Or
yeah,
something.
whatever. Exactly. I love
Frida's
a knockoff. I love a
Frida's,
knockoff. It's excellent.
Aged porn.
Or the thing about that I like about
Sven's new porn.
exactly. The thing that I like about the old porn is that these films, although seen on the net many a time, few people see the actual long form version of them. And there's there's a timelessness to them, and it is it's not like I don't. The network gives me some money, but it's not enough to make the show. So I guess it's my Fitzcarraldo, if you will, or it's my Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
These are like big director movies that flopped. And, I'm trying to do the best I can because I'm really not that talented, both as a comic and also now as a producer. So, I mean, you seem to have your stuff together. All you guys are ready, right? They were like, you're ready to come in and all that kind of stuff. That's cool, I mean, it's all about, like, leadership.
Yeah.
You're a good leader.
I thank you. I don't think I am, though. I've been thinking about this lately. Yeah. No, I think it's weird. I'm like I said, I have a younger sister. I'm the older one, and I don't know at what point it shifted, but somehow I became the person in life who's often asking for advice instead of giving advice.
From your younger sister? I hate to cut you off, but
no, that's fine. I didn't really mean her. I just meant in general. But yeah, even with her, because she's married.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, like she somehow surged ahead in terms of that part of life.
See.
And then once she got engaged, she became like president of all matters romantic. She declared herself.
Does
so
she try and set you up with dudes?
No, she didn't. There was some talk of her husband's friend who had some weird name like Grantham or something, but that wasn't his name.
Like from the Twilight series or something. Like a vampire name.
Or Downton Abbey. I think he's Lord.
A lord.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, you're a smart girl.
Thanks.
Did you know like the Lord, Baron, Duke, like who's who, like who beats who?
I don't, but I wish I did.
Yeah, isn't it cool?
Okay, I'm going to try to guess.
Okay, go ahead. I'll see if I know it. I'm sure your viewers know it better, your listeners.
I think a duke is
a duke
is above a baron, below a lord.
I don't. I think baron beats duke. Like the duke is the bitch of the royalty.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it's the lord, then the baron, then the duke, and then I don't know. What would you say? Double penetration? I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went right back into porn.
That's okay. Let's stay with porn for a while.
I don't think you really want to talk about it. I think you want to talk at it. Do you want to talk about porn? Do you watch porn?
No, not very much.
Yeah, so then what's the point? Like, what would be your porn? Go ahead. Like, I'm
trying to find my porn, Dave.
No, I mean, but women have their own porn. Like, what Katherine Heigl movie gets you wet?
29 Dresses, of course.
Okay, well, there you go.
And the one where she had cancer. I'm just kidding. That's Grey's Anatomy.
That would be cool. That would be your hardcore.
Yeah.
You only use that on certain rainy days.
Right.
What about The Devil Wears Prada or something like that? It's got a lot of fashion in it. No?
Oh, no, I'm not that kind of girl.
I know. There's got to be a movie where you're like...
I'll actually tell you something.
Go ahead.
Mom and Dad, if you're listening, don't listen. I don't think they listen anymore.
Do you think they are listening?
They did for a while. I think they kind of fell off the train.
Yeah,
so.
like they did with Judaism? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm lucky you even had you're amazing. You've done great with the amount of parenting that you had.
Thank you. Raised by wolves, practically.
Basically.
I know.
Exactly.
So recently, we put on some porn, and it wasn't working for me.
Yeah, because you went at it with the wrong attitude.
What is the right attitude?
Lonely, drunk, and sad. And you went at it with like, let's check this out, like it's some kind of animal exhibit. You don't look at porn like that.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. It was more like let's spice things up. You know?
I see. I see.
But I think I was just kind of in an unspicy mood.
Okay, well that's you. That's
Yeah.
cool. But I bet you and your gals when you get together for like a
Circle jerk.
Yeah, circle jerk or
Hair braiding circle.
Yeah, something like
that's
that.
That's what I meant. Quilting bee.
A baby shower or some other girl thing, and you're like, hey, you know what? I've got some great, Rug Munch number 8. Let's take a look.
I should do that more often.
With your girlfriends, your gals.
Yeah, with right. It's like Sex in the City.
Like on that show, Girls, which is amazing.
I love that show.
Okay, who do you most relate to on that show?
Probably Hannah.
Okay. Which
Yeah.
one is that again? I really
That's
don't
Lena
watch it.
Dunham.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
See, that woman knows what she's doing. She writes that show, she directs it, and she acts in it, and she's great.
She
See,
is.
That's talent. That's what we call talent. Okay.
Which girl do you most relate to?
I don't know what's the hot one again.
Allison Williams. That's
that
Marnie.
one. That one. Yeah.
Really?
I like her. Yeah.
And then there's Shoshana.
I love that name though.
Yeah, I know. It's
Isn't
a
that
good
the
name.
greatest name?
It's a good name.
You got to be hot to like. That's the Tiffany of the Jew world. The Shoshana name.
It is.
It is.
Where's Rachel fit in?
That's another good
'Cause
one.
I've been
That's
told I look like a Rachel, and I feel like just say what you're trying to say. You're saying
Rachel,
I was Jewish.
Rebecca, Sarah, and then the Naomi's. You can go with that
Mm-hmm.
and really go into your Bible. Job. I think that's both names. You can name a girl Job.
I've never known a girl named Job.
I know. I think it's time.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you gonna have kids, David?
I'm too old now, I think, right? I mean, really. I'd love to have them.
I don't think men ever get too old.
No, they can because their sperm basically implodes on itself and it's bad. So
I didn't
you got to
know
freeze
this.
your sperm, but make sure you have a generator on it just in case the power goes out.
Yeah.
I mean, all that bad sperm getting all, hot.
It probably smells, is what it is.
See, you take it to the level of, that's what I was thinking too. Like, woo, what happened in here?
Yeah.
That sperm, dude.
Right.
It stinks. P.U.
Yeah, I wonder if you work at a sperm bank. Like, I wonder what kind of temperatures and odors you're dealing with all the time.
Are you like a odor freak? Like if you if you smell like something, like if your boyfriend passes wind, do you go like, ew, what the ew?
No, I laugh.
You laugh? Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
No, there's certain odors I can't stand,
Go
but
ahead.
it has nothing to do with farts or anything bodily. Like the smell of white vinegar turns my
Whoa,
stomach. I
that's a
can't
good
stand
one.
it.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I'm fairly fun and disgusting.
Yeah, I figured working with on the Adam Carolla
Yeah.
show, you'd have to be able to roll. But how about the smell of corruption, government, something?
I don't like that.
There you go.
Yeah, I've read the fine
P.U.
print. Ew, it stinks.
Yeah, something stinks in here. Open a window.
I also, and this has come up on the show before, so I don't want to spend too much time on it.
Sure.
The one thing I don't like is loogies or phlegm.
Oh,
mucus
really?
In general, that if I see someone hawk that up, like I'm like, ugh.
Oh, okay. Well, then you
turns
should
my
never go to
stomach.
New York because.
Oh no, I know it just glistens on the sidewalk.
Yeah, no, people blow their nose on the street. You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
When somebody just like one nostril and then just power projects it out.
Do you do that in the shower? A lot of people do that in the shower. Because you can't bring a tissue in.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess everybody does it, right?
I only did it a couple times once I heard that everyone was doing it, and I wanted to see what I was missing out on. But I don't regularly do it.
Well, I usually cough up because I'm a chain smoker, about 3 packs a day, depending on the porn show. It's a lot of editing.
Yeah.
So it takes me about a half an hour to breathe in the morning. So it's a lot of coughing up of phlegm and just bile. Disgusting.
Do you wish you had a cigarette right now?
I would love one. You don't smoke, do you?
Not anymore.
Did you ever?
I
you
did, yeah. Oh,
When?
yeah.
When did I meet this Allison? This
Why
cool,
did you say why or when?
No, when? Why didn't I meet the cool like smoker? Like farting Allison.
Hey, I can fart right now.
You could,
Not this minute,
but a lady
I mean,
fart, which is the name of my band, Lady Fart.
Yeah. No, the smoking me. When did I quit?
See, listen
I
to this. Listen. There you go. Huh?
How long have you smoked?
Oh, years and years and years.
But you're trying to quit, I heard you say on Joe Rogan's podcast?
Whoa!
I did a little bit of research.
Curious or jealous?
Can't
Either-
it be both?
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to quit, and especially with Joe, because he's like Mr. He's like in such great shape. He's like an ultimate fighter.
Yeah.
And he's like, like always talking about health stuff. But we're drinking like cocoa milk and stuff like that. I mean, like stuff I would never drink, but I trust Joe. So either way, like I'm like, yeah, I gotta quit smoking. And like being a smoker now is like, what's the point? I mean, I got only in this country though. In other countries though, like if I went to Portugal, people wouldn't care. They'd be like, "Hey, this is great. Look at this guy smoking."
I think they'd wonder what's wrong with you if you don't
If you
smoke.
don't, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And I also have this fatalistic view of life, so I believe that I don't want to be 100 years old, as the global warming really hits, when like swimming and like all those skills which a 100-year-old person will not have. Maybe
Right.
they will through robotics and
Yeah.
like of course P90X, all those different things. People will be stronger. at
Insanity, that one
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
That workout.
rocking the insanity. But I do believe that like you don't want to be the old person in the apocalyptic movie, like.
Are you so you're justifying doing stuff that you think might end your life sooner?
Yes.
Is this a justification, or is it that you is it that you did you just fall asleep?
No, that was me breathing. Go ahead, I'm listening. That's my listening sound.
Do you think you really
Are you having a
don't
good
want to
time?
live?
Go ahead.
Did you say am I? Or did
Yeah,
you
are
say,
you having a good time?
I am. Are you?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay,
I
good.
enjoy talking to you. So.
Thank you.
Okay.
Same.
Same.
I'm.
You wouldn't even give me the
ditto.
whole. You wouldn't even give me the whole. Like
I am
you tweeted.
love-
You were like.
I'm saving my words.
Same.
Well,
All right,
I
anyway.
almost said ditto, and I steered away because that's kind of a shitty thing.
Is that
to say.
out?
I only say it as a joke.
Okay.
Anyway, and the thing is, I'm kind of intimidated by you. But let's
Why?
get to that. Well, let me address that after I finish asking my labored question, which is, do you really not want to live that long, or is this just a justification for smoking?
A little of both. I guess everybody wants to live long, as long as they can live exactly as they are when they say that.
Yes.
Like, I want to be 100 years old. Really? Wearing whatchamacallit, biker pants and hanging out, drinking a Four Loko. That's not going to be that way. It's going to be you sad, trying to open a can of cat food.
Having to go, if you have stairs, having to go up the stairs in that,
Yes.
that thing that my great aunt had, which actually, honestly, it looks kind of cool, and it seems like it's almost like having an amusement park ride in your house, but a really boring, slow one.
The worst one ever.
The chair that just takes you up the stairs.
And it's always so slow, like it's
Yes.
dramatic entrance, like, and you know who's here, your real father, and then he comes out very slow.
Yeah.
Anything that he would be there to do is already done by the time he gets to the bottom of the stairs. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And old people on planes. I don't know if you fly a lot.
No, I haven't recently, but yes, I spent a lot of time flying.
Okay, well, I like when they put them in the wheelchair to the plane, and then magically now they can walk.
I know.
And then they walk in there and take an hour and a half putting up their bag and folding their coat. Folding their coat.
Old people always fold their coat.
What is that about?
And they also have a cane that they lay on top of their luggage and their folded coat.
That is just ridiculous. I'm sitting there bagless, just wearing my turban, and trying to hack it up a bit here. Allison, go ahead.
Wait, so you, because you're on the road all the time,
Yeah.
are you able to go with just a satchel, a backpack?
Oh, easily. I'm out the door.
Yeah.
Bang.
Do you
know
ever
that-
check a bag?
I have to sometimes now because of, I want to sell some merch on the road. I saw you guys last night hitting the merch table.
Yes, there's some Adam Carolla merch.
That must be great because I bet you every other guy, like the fanatical fans, like, hey, here's my number. Dude, I get you, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
you're the hot
me,
chick
you mean?
Yeah, because you're the hot chick on the show.
Yeah, I think I talk about having a boyfriend so people know.
Yeah.
But people
That's
say
weird.
a lot of nice things, which is weird. Did I
It's
talk
weird
about it?
because you have to be there as a woman.
Yeah.
You have to be there. You're part of the show, and these people, have a right to come up and see their, the host and everybody like that. But you have to be very. I guess you have to be very nice to them, right?
Yeah, honestly,
I'm talking
this
about
sounds,
the creepers, the guys
Right.
with the numbers,
This sounds like a bullshitty thing to say, but it's really not that hard to be. I mean, for the most part, they're nice, and it's not hard to be nice to them. And now there's something in my throat. I'm trying to think if I ever.
I'm trying to build you up here.
You know what, though? I will say thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say is something that of late I have started to wish was different is when people are very hesitant about asking for a photo, when they just kind of lurk in the corner
Mm-hmm.
and I wish they would just ask. It's so much easier.
Yes.
But I know that I would probably be like them. Because
It's
I wouldn't want to barge in either.
It's a generational thing. I'm older than you, so people used to be like, dude, you'll never I met Evel Knievel, man, and it was great. And it was like a story, and everybody loved it. Now it's like everybody wants the picture, and they want it's like, I don't believe it. And then it's like, well, look, I got this picture
Right.
and Instagrammed, and whatever. That's all I got. But all I'm going to tell you is, yeah, you're right. It's cool when the people come up. Like, my fans, if I could say, I'm some big deal or whatever.
You are.
The people who come to my shows, the comedy fans, I love when they come up and talk about comedy, blah, 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 blah. We take the picture. Then there's always the weird, just want a picture people. And it's always they'll send their wife or somebody over.
Yes.
Hey, he really wants a picture. I'm like, well, let him have one. I mean, why can't he come up and say,
Right.
hey? So that's weird. I always find that a little disconcerting. Is that?
Yes. Well, what I find weird is a person but also the person who will, you're talking to someone and the person who just stands there, nervously waiting and expecting you to turn around and say hi. can I help you? Or, whatever
Yeah.
the appropriate thing to say is. But then I never want to say that because what if they don't even
Yeah.
know who I am and they're just standing there? They don't realize that for me it's presumptuous for me to assume that they're trying
Right.
to talk to me. Hence it makes for an elongated, awkward lurking situation.
Then it's like you're showing off, like, oh, you want a picture.
Yes.
It's like everybody wants a
Yeah.
picture with me. Yeah, no, I see your point. You're right. You're right about that.
Thank you. So
And-
go ahead.
I was just going to say, at the Ice House, there was a couple people afterwards who wanted some pictures. And I was like, yeah, dude, let's do the picture. And then I always feel bad because, like, the person taking the picture, maybe they want one. But then, like, I had to go do some spots, so, some sets in town. So, I never know what to say. But I got a
What
picture
did
of
you
this.
say?
I go, hey, I got a roll, and they didn't seem like they wanted one, so I was like, cool, that's a win-win. Mm-hmm. But I hate my ugliness, and I can't understand why anybody would want a picture of it. So
I really don't think you're ugly.
I
But
think
do
you're
you
just
really,
being kind because you're the host. That's like your job.
No, I've told people they're ugly before, right to their face.
Really?
No, but yeah, come on. I mean, you host
You're good,
shows.
Alison.
You're on You're
Yeah,
on
so
stage.
what?
You're charismatic.
Come on. Have you seen Swamp People? All right. Anybody can host a show now. All right. You don't have to be.
Yeah. What the fuck?
You don't have to be AJ Benza attractive anymore.
What the fuck is up with? I sound like
Do you watch
I
a
sound
lot
like
of
I'm
TV?
doing. I do. I sound like I'm doing like a bad Seinfeld or something. But I go on these stupid, soul-crushing general meetings, which I shouldn't refer to them that way, lest anyone who I've had a meeting with is listening. In which case, I enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I
Sure.
will email you
For projects, correct?
Yeah, it's
For all
like
these projects that you
yeah.
wanna do.
Well, yes, but I think it's like my agent thinks that it's just good for me to know these people because they're developing stuff that could be in your wheelhouse and blah 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 and blah, 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 it's just the general. It's just a very general meeting, but
That's such an overused term, by the way. And I'm not putting you down.
which
Wheelhouse.
one? I know.
Wheelhouse. How many sailors and tugboat captains out there roll their eyes every time someone says that? They have no idea. Nobody knows their way around
They
a real
probably don't even hear it.
wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Exactly. You could take anybody who says it, put them in an actual boat in a wheelhouse. They'd be like, what's going on in here?
Right.
They wouldn't know. So go ahead.
But
That's one
I
of my
was saying
peeves.
it in quotes.
No, I give it to you. I give
Thank
it to
you.
you. But
Yeah.
I'm saying in the future, other people.
Oh yeah, no, I know. That's why I was saying it. That's what I meant.
Exactly.
Just, ugh.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, but it's like if you're just a regular, delightful person such as me, and you have an idea for a show, that is not going to fly when you're up against swamp people. Like they want weird,
characters.
middle America. Yes,
Characters. That's what I want.
That's yeah.
But that's the cool thing. We could put you in the center of a universe of characters.
Like me hosting a show with swamp people and honey boo boos.
Yeah, that would be excellent. The Swamp People versus the Honey Boo Boo People. That would be great. What a chess set if anybody
Yeah.
played chess. But you know what? I could see you going on many a meeting for reality shows, but I think that you kind of get it, and you'd be like, this is a little too, because it's like, it's a lot of work. You have to be on camera all the time and like, all your dramas and stuff like that,
Yeah. Yeah, I've never pitched a reality show about myself. I don't know if that's... I'm more like, I think, a talk show person.
Well,
But
you're
there are no-
definitely a good host.
Thank you,
So-
Dave Attell.
But I could see you like, it's got to be something that like from your heart, from your soul, like Anthony Bourdain, he was a chef,
Yeah.
so like he took his chefing and he like chefed around,
And
so
you're a
that's,
curator of old porn.
right. And I used to do the Insomnia thing. That was a drinking party
Yeah.
travel show, which
Yeah.
is totally, the thing. So, but for you, it should be like something like, you going around the country, trying to find the ultimate Christmas tree.
Yes!
And then, I'll do a guest appearance. I'll throw bagels at it if you want. So
I
there you
love
go.
it. We could string it with bagels.
That's the best of both worlds. You gotta love a bagel, guys. You just gotta love it.
Plain or egg?
Well, when I did a lot of USO tours,
Okay.
and like you go to like okay, thank you. Anyway, you're so anti.
No,
Whatever.
I was... No,
Okay.
I'm letting you know I'm right there with you.
Okay, that's good. Hosting,
Okay,
I got
yeah.
it. But like you go to the like Starbucks in Kuwait, which by the way is like the Switzerland of the Middle East. They don't care who's in charge as long as the money and oil keeps flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And like you go to the Starbucks, they got a bagel there, and you'd be like, "Can I get that? Can I get that bagel?" And like they don't call it that. I don't know what they call it. Like Jew biscuit. I don't know what they
Jew
call
bait.
it. Yeah, whatever they call it. Like just evil roll. You mean an evil roll? A Zion biscuit, please. But it's
Satan's
funny that they have it
butthole.
there, and it's like you don't want to be the first one to get one. Because then you're immediately beheaded.
Right.
No, I'm just overplaying it, but yeah, it was just always funny to see if they had, because the bagel, it's international now. It's good. Mm-hmm. All right.
I know people forget where it came from.
Yeah, where did it come from, the bagel?
I don't know, but Jews.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So it always
some
was
guy named
Jewish.
Skip on a yacht would eat a bagel now.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody could turn down a bagel, especially the everything bagel. Have you ever had one of those? It's got everything on it.
But I've seen them.
They're great. You
Really?
said you were in New York. You never had an everything bagel?
I never. You know what else I never had? It's like I didn't live. I never had
You
a
never
New
left
York.
Brooklyn, huh?
No, I did. I lived in Manhattan for years, but
Okay.
I never had a hot dog on the street in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a
Wow.
street dog. I never
Wow.
had one. Yeah, I lived in Manhattan for the first 6 years, and then Brooklyn for the last 2. Where in New York do you live, roughly?
Oh, all over the place, dude. I used to live in Brooklyn. I lived downtown. I lived all over the place. And, I'll tell you one thing about New York. It's expensive.
Yes.
So that's why, Brooklyn is the way to go for the young kids. But even that's expensive now. So,
But what are you like? What, Upper West?
Yeah, I live in a townhouse. Donald Trump's my neighbor. We hit golf balls into the Central Park Zoo.
Nice.
Yeah, we try to hit that one loneliest polar bear in the world. Exactly.
Do you not say where you live?
What?
Do you not say where you live, really?
What? Do I not say where I live?
Yeah.
I told you I live on the road.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You don't have an apartment in New York, though?
I have multiple places where I have offices and stuff like that. Yeah, offshore accounts.
Okay,
things
you're
like
so
that.
mysterious.
I
Wow.
know, isn't it wild?
Your eggs are in so many baskets.
I know.
God, I don't know whether to go to the intimidating or the self. Let's talk about self-loathing for just a minute.
Sure.
Do
Are you self-loathing?
Oh, yeah, I am. But I meant your self-loathing.
But let's talk about Adam. He is super confident. You know why? Because he earned it, being a blue-collar dude, working his way up the show business ladder, right? The man show. And now I bet you he looks at you and he probably is like, what are you worried about? Right? You're an intelligent, funny, hot chick, and you're going to make it. And, does he give you, the brotherly, the talk?
Oh,
The
no.
bagger Vance? Does he bagger Vance you?
No, he's never bagged my Vance.
No, not that.
No,
I'm
I
just
know.
saying-
It's something. No.
No, does he? I bet you he has a load of wisdom to impart. Because he knows show business.
Yeah. Yeah, he's never. There's not a lot of talk in that way. I mean, every now and then. I mean, the fact that he chose me for the show because there was this extensive audition
that's
process
right.
and a whole bunch of different people came in and stuff. That was
Who
really.
are you up against? Who was your
It was down to 4 at the very end.
Okay.
And it was me,
Honey Boo Boo? Who
Honey
else?
Boo Boo, a woman named Shira Lazar. Do you know her?
No.
Gina Grad,
I don't know. any of these
and the other one was named Jessica Winter, I think. But they had brought in a whole bunch of different people.
people. Wow. And it had to be a woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe. Yes. And I forget what Adam's reasoning for that was. But he explained why he wanted that at one point. Well, the person I was replacing was also female.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I remember from the old show.
Teresa.
Yeah, from the old show. Okay, I got
Yes.
it. From the show that was on terrestrial. Remember those days, terrestrial radio?
I mean, just barely.
Wow, that's
do you
a
remember-
hayride now. Yeah, boring.
I know. Remember the Mighty 690 on AM?
No, see, I never knew radio. You probably grew up being a radio person. You love radio. growing
No,
up.
television is actually with looks like mine. You got to be on TV.
Bingo. Ditto.
No, I mean honestly, I was a writer for years.
For what?
Well, in New York, I worked at Time Out New York,
Oh, okay.
and then I wrote for a bunch of other magazines and stuff. And then
Like what?
I wrote for Spin.
Oh, neat.
Wrote for Vibe, wrote for Rolling Stone. I wrote
Wow.
for Page 6 magazine, which was not gossipy. It was features and stuff. I was an
Okay.
editor there. At Village Voice.
So you have a lot of these are great ideas for your sitcom.
Shows about.
Like we're working for Time Out magazine
Yes.
or something.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you got to get those down.
I
and
know.
Get them on paper,
You know, there is a lot of emphasis on you should have a sitcom. On you should do a sitcom.
Is that coming from you or from?
No, it's from other. It's from other people who are like, "You're funny. We can.
Yeah.
We can do something. How about writing a sitcom?" And it's only recently that I've thought, I don't know that that's the best use of my time at this point. Because writing sitcoms is difficult
It's
for
a
me.
lot of work.
Have you done sitcoms?
I've worked on a few sitcoms. I am not an actor, so I could care less. But for a young person like yourself, who can't wait to get in front of the bright lights, I could see why it would be a good call. I worked on Everyone Loves Raymond. I worked on a couple of other shows. punch-up mostly, I guess. But I did a pilot where I got to I was fired from a sitcom. This is a good story since you like depression and sadness.
Those are the things I love.
What was it? Spin City. Mm-hmm. Okay, you remember that show?
Yes.
With Michael J. Fox.
Right.
Okay, and like they brought me in, and it was like like all these lines, and I think my dad just died, and it was like one of these like weird it's like do it for your dad kind of things, and like I went in there, and I really is your back hurting or
no? I'm just adjusting
okay.
the sadness of the story.
Yeah, it's really sad because I go in there and like they were really cool to me. I'm just a horrible actor, so I could not memorize the line. And all the third players, like there's the leads, because they're always nice to you because they know they're never going to get fired or lose lines. But then there's the other ones who's basically you're taking up their time by being the guest cameo person in the show. So they were like, whoa, can we get somebody in here who can act? But they would say that with their eyes. But I could read eyes, so I was like, wow, this is competitive. You know what I'm talking about? So at one point, like after like lunch or something like that, they said, can everybody but Dave come into the studio whatever, Studio A? And I was like, this is not good. They're not going to be throwing me like a welcome to acting sitcom party. And like I immediately, because I've been fired from many jobs, I immediately started getting all my stuff together. And then then afterwards, they, go, well, it's not working out, and we're going to go in a different direction, and blah, blah, blah. And I go...
They told this to you?
Yeah, because they have to give you, they let you down easy and show.
Right.
But unlike any other job where it's like, get out. So I'm like, I'm not, I figured, I'm going to leave like a man, I was like... Don't worry, you don't have to sugarcoat it for me. I'm not a big-titted, blah, 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 whatever, 19-year-old something. I'm like, I suck, I'm out. And I just left, and, I laughed to myself, and I called my friend. I go, yeah, you should hear what I said to this guy. And he was like, so you mean you're excited that you are not on a sitcom? And I'm like, I guess you're right. I lost. So,
no,
yeah,
but
I'm a
you
horrible
left
actor.
with dignity.
In my drunken mind I thought I did. I thought that was cool. But I could see you definitely, either being on the sitcom or like it's your story, right?
Yeah, I could do my own girls.
Yeah, and you could do
Gals.
Get someone to play you. That would be the best.
Yeah.
Would you do that or would you play yourself?
I would have you play me.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be
in a
weird?
yeah.
Surreal.
In a Bob Dylan-esque kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Maybe mid-show, someone else could play me, and we would never acknowledge it.
A hybrid.
Yeah,
that's what they call it
Lynchian.
now. I'm with it. I'm watching it. I'm already TiVoing it in my mind.
Thank you. You set your mental TiVo.
I did.
So, wait, are you sober?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been sober?
Years now. So,
What was it like before you were sober?
a lot of fun. Great. And, all I can say is for the people out there who still drink, keep drinking. Because sobriety is, I don't go to programs or anything like that, but once you get a certain age, you just got to quit, or you got to tone it down, way down to maybe a wine at sunset. But that never was my deal. Like you guys, were drinking sangria last night. That was I could see that. But I like hardcore, like Jameson, Jaeger, all that kind of stuff. That was my, beer and a shot kind of thing. Growing up in a factory town like I did.
Right.
Exactly.
So did you not go to?
No, I did
not. At
not.
all?
No.
Wow.
Nothing.
Nothing at
no
all.
No handler. Nothing. Yeah.
I did.
You had a drinking problem?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Well, I would drink, and it was problematic. It was too much.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were. I thought you were judging me. So.
No.
Okay, so you went to a program? Did you go to a rehab?
No.
Exactly, because you couldn't afford it. See. All the people I know who go to rehab could afford it, except for my buddy who is long gone now, but never forgotten, Greg Giraldo. Because he went to many rehabs, and he'd be like, dude, I'm going broke, going to these rehabs, but I have to keep going. And the poor guy, he tried everything, and he really did try, but unfortunately didn't, he passed away.
Yeah.
It didn't turn his way. So
Really
for those
sad.
people who do need help, definitely jump on it right away. So,
Yeah. I went to some AA meetings. I never did the steps, which when I say that, I can feel people judging me. I don't go to meetings anymore, but I didn't want to drink as much as I was drinking. And I mean, ultimately I decided I shouldn't be drinking at all. Although every now and then I will drink, and it's not a problem. But there was a whole lot of things. Like drinking was kind of one of many behaviors at the time that I felt like was just destructive. And I just felt like I'd just been doing it for too long. And I would say I'm not going to drink, and then I would drink, and I thought I would like to hear how other people are dealing with this and just sort of get some help. So I don't know, dabbled in AA. I don't know how to put it, but you were able to just do it on your own.
Yeah, well, I drank so long, I was just done with it. But, I'd say the cigarettes, though, I'm probably going to have to get help quitting cigarettes. I mean, every day, the first thing to do is smoke a cigarette. So, that's difficult. I never drank like that. I mean, you smoked at one point, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how you quit. I give you a lot of credit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Quitting drinking helped with that a lot, actually.
Right.
That and
Coffee.
yeah. Well, no, I have never quit coffee, but I used to smoke a lot while I drove, and I would I would smoke while I would write, and so not smoking inside and also not driving helped. But it was mostly
You had to quit really important behaviors to quit smoking.
It
like
was
showering. I can't do that now. Sitting.
Can't be happy. Can't be sad. Can't have a big meal. Also can't not eat.
Never look out a window. It's a trigger. But that's cool, man. That's real willpower because you're like you should give yourself a lot of credit because I bet you a lot of your listeners are like, I wish I could quit something, and you did it. So there you go. You're on your way to Dr. Phil.
Oh, thanks. That's
exactly.
right.
So
what the hell has that guy quit? Has he quit?
He
stuff?
quit Texas. He used to live in Texas, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't live there anymore. He lives in L.A.
Right.
And I don't know, but I guess that somehow helps people, seeing him talk about it. But I can only imagine how horrible. I quit smoking for 7 days one time. It was the longest 7 days of my life. And every time I fly, like really long flights, like I really have been like overseas, like, Afghanistan and stuff like that. It's a long flight. And like you cannot smoke. And you're like, whoa, this is horrible, man. It's like you get to that point in your brain where you're like, not only do you want a cigarette, but you can't have one. And then you do that math for I can't have one for another 8 hours. Oh.
Have you ever felt that way about people? Because that, honestly, was, I think, kind of the hardest thing for me to kick, the biggest behavior thing that was the hardest thing for me to change. And it's why the drinking thing, I had to stop doing that, was I would get into these relationships where I'm like, this person is bad for me. I should not be contacting them. And then I'd have a drink and I'd be like, I can't not text him.
Oh, you're a texter, like with the drunk text.
Yeah, I mean, back then I was, but or it could have been a phone call. It was just I must make contact with this person.
Oh, I see.
I can't not. The idea, okay, it's let's say it's 10 p.m. now. The idea of just going to somehow I'm drunk already. Mm-hmm. Somehow getting home, going to bed, waking up, going to work, having to deal with that shit. The idea of doing that versus the idea of contacting this person, seeing him, hooking up with him, escaping my otherwise crappy, that's how it felt at the time, life, just to sort of to act out whatever it was, I could not make the right decision.
Well, how old were you at this point?
That was in my 20s.
Oh, well, come on. That's how you're supposed to be in your 20s, I mean, if you said, this was I was in my 30s and, that kind of thing's going on. But I say, that's the time to do that,
Yeah.
I think I'm a real advocate of fucking up and then, of course, learning from the experience and then second chances. I really believe in that. And this judgmental world that we live in, I feel like a lot of these young kids have do something or whatever, and then the mob attacks them, and I feel bad for them, this cyberbullying and all that kind of stuff. I really do feel bad for these kids. I really do feel like they're growing up in extremely difficult times, terrorism, the economy, world issues, a lot of, just amazing things are happening, but also a lot of just terrible things are happening. And if they have a different opinion or they do something, whatever, they're immediately attacked and destroyed by this faceless mob, on the web. And I feel for them, and as a lifelong fuck up, which is what I call myself, all I can say is to these kids that it's not going to get better, but you're going to get stronger, and you're definitely going to be laughing, at the stuff that used to make you sad and feel I wish that was the problem I had now.
I know.
So. But in your 20s, what you were doing, that was just so
It might have been my
adorable.
early 30s.
All right.
Now
When's
that
the
I
last
think
time
about
you did it? Was it last night?
It was 5 o'clock today.
Oh, my.
I came home. No, it was, I guess the last sort of, because I would always like stop doing that shit and then I would get back in, and then it would just, it was up and down. I guess probably early 30s.
Aren't you
when,
glad that you live in the age of technology? Imagine if you had that problem back in the oldie times, where it's like,
know.
I just have to write a letter, send my manservant to whatever.
I must summon Pony Express. Or,
Yeah, I guess people weren't like that back then. There were always like heartfelt longings, and their letters were better.
Yeah. I'm sure they're like, I must stick this lantern in the windowsill and call the stable boy
That's sexy.
to, undo my bodice.
My bodice. I love that.
They were always ripping bodices.
Well, that's the thing that I always love about, like these, like I have some porn like where they dress up as like old time Renaissance people. Like I have one called the Spirit of 70 Sex, and they basically show like George Washington on Martha, like a three-way with I believe Ben Franklin, and then there's like Betsy Ross played by Annette Haven, who is a beautiful, like one of the goddesses of retro porn, Annette Haven. You should get her in here.
Annette Haven?
Yeah, she's
okay.
I can't get her on my show, but you should get her in here.
I'll try.
And she is like Betsy Ross, and she's sewing the flag. And then the guy's like, hey, Betsy, let's, and then they fuck. So there's really not much setup, but it's historical, and it's also, I wonder if they went full tilt, because they're already very hairy, from the not shaving. I wonder if they, didn't shower. There was a lot of...
Right, method porn.
Yeah.
Wait,
I know. Stunk.
Do you feel like you've seen... Like, do you know a buttload about porn? Because
I know some.
There's a story I've told before, but it still stands out in my head as one of those. Did that fucking really happen? So, first boyfriend was not a good boyfriend, but it wasn't a good relationship. None of them were back then. But he was like, we were going to hook up, and he was tired. So he was like, I'll just put on some porn. Instead of foreplay, I'll just put on porn, and then you can get excited, and then we can do it.
Right.
And the porn he put on was like American Gladiators, but porn, or sort of like that show Double Dare, where there's no plot, but women, was it women or men? There were these different stations they'd go to. It was like a competition. Like one was like there were all these guys sticking their penis through a hole in a fake brick wall.
Right, glory holy.
Yeah. But some of the penises were real and some of them were dildos, and like they had to find the real penis. And it was,
and the girl would...
Have you seen anything like this? Is this a type of porn?
It
was so unsexy to me.
Yeah, it's like Japanese porn. They do that where they have like the guy's wife, his daughter, and then like a porn star, and they'll put their asses through a hole, and then the guy's got to pick one. But it's all set up. Okay. But yeah, like that kind of weird, like A, B, or C kind of thing.
Yes,
but that's definitely. I don't know who this dude is, but that was definitely not romantic porn. That was like
no.
I don't watch that kind of porn either. I like the older stuff than that.
I actually like a suggestion of plot.
Yeah. Okay.
This was
a lot of women
really
say that.
just. It wasn't even fucking. It was just body parts.
Yeah, I think you really wanted to watch, like you said, like America's Gladiators or one of those, The Amazing Race, basically.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's definitely porn like that, and the Japanese porn, they take it to a new level of incredible, kinky, weird, I did a show when we did the Insomnia show, we did one in Japan, and they have like a 24-hour, like, porn station, and like, we always show up... we always showed up like right before or right after. Like an amazing thing happened. It was like, get that donkey out of here. What's happening now? It's Hug-a-Lot. Sir Hug-a-Lot. He hugs a chick, reads her a bedtime story. But they have like crazy, weird, kinky, just filthy, dirty stuff over there. And I think that has to do because the society is so strict and like, that's how it works. And I think our society is the same way where everybody has this like, surface of like, keeping it straight, but then underneath, there's a lot of like 50 Shades of Grey. Did you read that as a woman? Don't you have to?
I tried.
Is it boring?
Yes.
Tell me it is.
It was really oversold to me. There's a lot of words and there's a lot of just stuff in between. Yeah. I thought it was going to be like
that's a
porn, the book. Yeah. But instead it's really this like not very well written story, and the sex scenes are too spread out, and the descriptions are so bad that I couldn't get past the shitty book.
That was the funniest thing I've heard in the last couple of days. How was the book? I don't know. There was a lot of words That is the best. You got to put that in your sitcom.
Okay.
Have your like ditzy friend say that.
Words.
That's excellent. Words.
Oh, that actually brings me to why I think that I
Words.
was intimidated by you, although I'm not anymore.
Yeah, I think we've bonded to some
I
degree.
feel we have. All right, you guys, don't forget you can download the rest of this special 2-part episode on Thursday. That's Thursday, possibly Wednesday night, but mostly Thursday. Write it on your hand and write it on your friend's hand. Bye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Thank you for choosing the Alison Rosen show. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. That's right, that's right. Those good times don't seem to end. That's right, that's right. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now it's time to go. Hope to see you next time for the Alison Rosen show. Yeah! Yeah, Alison Rosen is your new best friend.
This is Corolla Digital.